met with farm workers, young children of farm workers who've had their fathers taken away from them. I've met with wives who've had their husbands pulled out of cars at traffic stops or at gas stations and deported. None of these folks, none of them had a criminal record. These were people who had been toiling in the fields through heat and cold, through pandemic and non-pandemic, to put food on our table. Her tenure at DHS has been characterized by cruelty, has been characterized by lawlessness. Yes, it's been characterized by these bizarre dress-up sessions, but most particularly, it has nothing to do with keeping America safe. Policy that has divided families and caused unquestionable heartbreak, a policy that has violated court orders, a policy that has sent people to maximum security prisons outside the country in violation of court orders, a policy that has refused to remedy their mistakes, a policy that is causing heartbreak every day. I've met with people who have been deeply and adversely impacted by Kristi Noem and the draconian policies of this administration. I've met with farm workers, young children of farm workers who've had their fathers taken away from them. I've met with wives who've had their husbands pulled out of cars at traffic stops or at gas stations and deported. None of these folks, none of them had a criminal record. These were people who had been toiling in the fields through heat and cold, through pandemic and non-pandemic, to put food on our table. And yet these families are separated, these children are permanently scarred by the actions of this administration. Kristi Noem has demonstrated in her short tenure she doesn't know the first thing about due process. Here she is testifying before the Senate.
So, Secretary Noem, what is habeas corpus?
Well, habeas corpus is a constitutional right that the president has to be able to remove people from this country and suspend their right
let me stop you, ma'am. Habeas corpus, excuse me, that's incorrect.
That's right. She has no idea what habeas corpus is, and nor does she seem particularly to care. That was Senator Maggie Hassan. Here's Senator Chris Murphy detailing just some of the serious flaws in her administration of DHS.
I say this with seriousness and respect, but your department is out of control. You are spending like you don't have a budget. You're on the verge of running out of money for the fiscal year. You are illegally refusing to spend funds that have been authorized by this Congress and appropriated by this committee. You are ignoring the immigration laws of this nation, implementing a brand new immigration system that you have invented that has little relation to the statutes that you are required, that you are commanded to follow, as spelled out in your oath of office. You are routinely violating the rights of immigrants who may not be citizens, but whether you like it or not, they have constitutional and statutory rights when they reside in the United States. Your agency acts as if laws don't matter, as if the election gave you some mandate to violate the Constitution and the laws passed by this Congress. It did not give you that mandate. You act as if your disagreement with the law, or even the public's disagreement with the law, is relevant and gives you the ability to create your own law. It does not give you that ability.
But probably the most egregious plans the department may have for this kind of reality TV department involves the makers of Duck Dynasty.
You better hurry up, Si. I'm gonna leave without you. That's good.
Hey! 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 What are you doing?
Who have pitched DHS on a Survivor-like show in which people who are applying for citizenship are put through a series of demeaning tests, like panning for gold or building a car or some other kind of crazy experiment in the worst form of television. They would presumably pick people up at Ellis Island, put them on a train, test them in various ways. People would be eliminated from the train, and ultimately, I suppose, the train arrives at the destination of citizenship. Only Kristi Noem would consider such a warped idea as that one. So her tenure at DHS has been characterized by cruelty, has been characterized by lawlessness. Yes, it's been characterized by these bizarre dress-up sessions, but most particularly, it has nothing to do with keeping America safe.